Hi, my friends. Today is actually April, and I will share with you the vlog that I recorded earlier. It was actually supposed to be my third vlog. In that vlog, you will learn the beginning, how it all began. I've been thinking and trying to do the vlogs where I would read and discuss the poems and talk about kind of issues that maybe we can all relate to. But I had so much guilt and so much the self-criticism that I was just incredibly procrastinating and pretty much gave up on the idea until Julian, my oldest son, who is now a UX designer. He's a senior project manager for and works for a wonderful company, also develops his own apps, and he came to visit me for Christmas. So in this series of vlogs that probably 5 or 6 that you will see, it's going to be how brilliantly my son convinces me to do these vlogs. He gets me to the point that I'm unable to say no anymore, and believe me, I've tried. I also realized that a lot of my resistance was guilt. And therefore, I had chosen a poem that none of my children ever heard. It was one of those deeper, really personal poems that I wrote basically to myself in my journal. It was kind of like a, I don't know, dream alpha state. It was just like almost like a vision that I experienced. So I never knew what's going to happen at the end. But I kind of drifted to sleep, I think, but somehow I was writing. And that poem was absolutely, I would even say, life-changing for me. And so the interview is taking about an hour. I don't want to take too much of your time, so I will break it in maybe around 10-minute segments. Also, I just want to say at the beginning that we will be talking about guilt, but I want to say we will not talk about getting rid of guilt. We will talk about what we can learn from our guilt. As you know, I strongly believe that if we feel certain emotions, it's like it's a fact. We feel it because it exists. I do not believe in getting rid of emotions. In my mind, it's not possible. It's possible to numb it with food, with watching excessive TV or playing video games too much. Nothing wrong with any of those. It's only wrong when we do it to numb what we are feeling. The feelings that we have, including guilt, are incredible sources of information for us, like steps that if we choose to step on them and look into them, we will actually grow and we will be happier and our life will be fuller. So in few of those segments of this interview, you will actually see how I myself will grow and open up and choose to do what my heart deep inside really wanted me to do, but what I was avoiding all this time. So now let's go back to the past and go into the first part, maybe I can call it episode, the first episode of our talk about guilt. Okay, so I'm taking up on this crazy challenge that Julian put me up to, and you will hear about it soon. I got up early trying to get ready for filming this vlog, and while I was setting my equipment, I was observing what I was feeling, and I was feeling so much guilt. I was actually thinking about the song Fields of Gold.
When we walked in fields of gold.
And I felt like I should sing Fields of Guilt. And I felt like if anybody would step into my field of guilt, they would run away, because I see so many things that are so much more important that that are like really urgent that I need to take care, especially in my business. And then I thought if I have a poem about it, and of course I do, I want to mention quickly my online literary journal that is called The Healing Poems. You know, that poem is not there yet. That poem is also not in my thin book of fat poems, but that poem will be in my book that I had written, you know, also a while ago, and eventually publish Little Poems of Big Wisdom. And I wrote in my journal, the poem appeared after I wrote in my notebook. God, I feel so sorry that I missed Julian's Boy Scouts. Help me with these things. I hate myself when something like that happens. Then, of course, you know, I cheer myself up saying, don't hate yourself. Julian is sick a little bit. It was better for him to stay at home. You were also not feeling good. Yeah, but I can, you know, anyway, I kind of talk about this kind of things and then the poem comes. So here's the poem, My New Name. I will read only part because it's a long poem. It's a kind of like fictional story, but here it is. My new name. I love traveling by train. I'm waiting now for one. I stare at endless railroads, reflecting rays of the sun. Some lady just stumbled over my stretched and rather long legs, and I sit here and wonder, why do I feel so bad? If my name from the world's dictionary would disappear one day, and I'd be asked all of a sudden, what is my real name? Guilty, I'd say, guilty, guilty. And I would not hesitate. I'd probably say, nice to meet you, and then go on my guilty way. So that's what we're going to talk about feeling guilty. And I know a lot of people would say, oh, Liliana, just let go. The problem is that you can't let go. I can't neglect my business because I'm a sole supporter and provider for my family. I can't ignore it. That's my number one responsibility. So basically, how do I cope with that? And I invited Julian and asked Julian if before he leaves he would just sit down and talk with me. So, because I feel that he had found great, he has a lot of great insights that may help me. So, you were telling me that I should be doing one vlog a week.
Yes.
You know, it's impossible for me, right?
I think anyone... If you tell yourself it is, then I think it is. But if you tell yourself it isn't, then
I look at this. I have to run my business. I have properties. I have tenants. I have a recording studio. I have concert in my house that lots of people are coming. I have you guys visiting. Thomas in school, college. I have to do all the finances, and then I have a water lake under one of the property that I have to deal with. That actually. The guy found crawfish, literally crawfish under one of my rental properties.
So yes.
Urgent, right?
Well, you also have a very, very useful and important and empowering message that's written down that whenever someone picks up and looks at, whenever someone reads, they feel empowered and enabled. That would pick up your book, read it, and feel empowered.
No, but I know, and it is my overall life mission. When I imagine myself, like I told you, when I imagine myself very old and dying, there's the panic that I have that, you know, all these books that I've written already, and CDs are going to, you know, just decorating the shelves of my heart, but never see.
Exactly.
So it's something I definitely want to do it, but I'm kind of thinking, you know, that. You know, I have to first take care of all those problems.
So I think you have a lot of things to do. And a big part of the challenge, which comes directly from the amount of work you have on top of that, is a 6-hour time limit. In other words, every single time the like once a week at a specific time. You set a timer for 6 hours. And the 6 hours.
No way I can make. You know what? I can actually, because otherwise I will be talking editing will take more than 6 hours for me. Editing takes 6 weeks for me. Edit all the stupid things I say in between.
I think we already made one vlog immediately when I got back from the airport, just right when I landed, and we did that vlog in 4.5 hours, which is less than 6 hours by 1 hour and a half.
But Julian, first of all, it's you. You're born in America. You speak very well. And I am born in Poland. It's my basically third language. I make mistakes. I have to go and look and erase them.
I think right now, you're coming up with a lot of reasons you can't do it. Why don't you tell me some reasons you can do it?
That's good. That's good. The reasons why I can do it?
Mm-hmm.
Oh God, that's pretty good. I can do it. The reasons why I can do it.
You're very good.
Okay, that's it for today. Next week we will continue our talk, and I believe that many of us will relate to those vlogs, and there's much more to learn in the following vlogs, much more to discover for me as well. I actually learn as I'm recording those vlogs, and I hope you come along with me. And
you're starting to feel guilty, which is ironic.
Oh my God.
Well, stop. Now you're feeling more guilty about feeling guilty.
Yep.
Stop feeling guilty. If you want your fear to grow bigger, run away from it. If you want your fear to go smaller, run towards it.